audio settings because it's been acting funky with my recording.
You should all, check your output because you're very quiet in your recordings.
Yeah, let me check that now. I made a couple of setting changes. Hopefully that makes a difference.
Boopy boopy boop boop boopy boopy boop boop bop 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 bop. Alright, so my light should be going out any second here now. Oh, it's going. It's going down. Sorry, I have a new light for my aquarium. It's on a timer. I can change, I can mimic daylight and morning sun and moonlight, and then it can change brightness gradually throughout the day as if to mimic said light. And yeah, I plan on getting some more plants here on Monday. Whiston.
There's a little bit more. Otherwise, there's some downstairs.
Yay, now all we need is a Ricky.
Yay.
I don't know how that's going to work. If he doesn't show up, then we'll still play. But I unfortunately won't be able to really do much with his character. I mean, the last thing I remember his character doing was he was going to talk with some folksy singer at the market. She was playing a jaunty tune, a little.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Know how that's going to work if he doesn't show up. There's some pretty major lag there.
It's just really slow. Are you able to hear me in the stream at all? Does it sound okay?
I can hear you in Discord. I don't know about the stream.
Yeah, I'm asking Gabby to check.
Try again.
Does it sound okay?
You sound far away in the stream.
Yeah, it was kind
How's
of.
this sound?
Whoa, there we go. Ah.
You need the mic closer to your face.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Seems to be better. Alright, so I'm going to give Ricky till, say, 10:10. And then if he is not here, we'll start. But overall, we can kind of do like a little preliminary recap for Z. As well as a disclaimer. I have started the recording.
Okay.
That's obviously just for my own benefit, because I'm about to go smoke a bowl here. But,
Penis.
yes.
Penis?
That's obviously just penises.
Just
Me.
honestly for penises?
All of the peni in the world at once.
Peni
Jesus Christ.
everywhere.
Me.
LD's watching, so he's gonna be like,
Oh.
Jesus Christ, what did I just start watching?
Alright, well, I guess I might as well do the disclaimer.
Off to bed shortly. That's like what?
Almost
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you tuning into the stream, welcome to Screams in the Silence. It is an original Call of Cthulhu 7th edition campaign written by yours truly and played by also other yours truly, other people. They have decided to subject themselves to the horror. Disclaimer, this stuff is based off of H.P. Lovecraft's work. If anybody understands who H.P. Lovecraft is, he was a very sick man. He had some pretty crazy nightmares, pretty crazy life, and he wrote often sort of drawing from that experience. He wrote about cosmic horrors, so within this campaign there will probably be such things. Mature themes, blood, gore, murder, suicide, cosmic entities that transcend human comprehension, things like that. So, fair warning.
Lots of spoopy stuff.
Lots of, well, maybe not spoopy. Spoopy seems more cute than this is going to be. This is not going to be spoopy. This is going to be, like you just said, as if you were Lee, what the fuck did I just walk into? Okay. And that being said, we descend once more upon the town of Overton.
Are we waiting for somebody again or no?
Well, we have
5 minutes.
five minutes.
Okay.
But who wants to do a recap for Z? Regardless, Ricky was here last time, so he knows what happened. But Z was kind of not-ish.
I'll have to go through the notes. I didn't.
Oh no, I totally passed out.
The notes Tristan didn't take. I'm just kidding.
Wait, I know who should do it. Tristan?
I mean, Tristan, I'm sure you have the base notes somewhere that you were taking. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I didn't take any notes.
well, I mean, I can help out here a little bit. Let me just get some music going here.
Yeah, it was a day for me, so or a week. It was a whole fucking week.
It's been a
Last-
year.
Last time you guys met up with Ian and Aaron at the White Horse Inn in the morning, got some breakfast, and afterwards kind of made your way down to the Overton Recreational Center where the library is. You got a good air about the place. It's not good. Everyone seems to be on edge. Word has spread about Rhiannon Morgan being murdered. Supposedly by her husband, Reese. Once you got to the library, you met Gloria, the librarian there. She helped you find a missing book that was from one of the shelves that Kate and Aaron were investigating. Kate had took it upon herself to try and figure out if there was any connection to what happened at the Morgan farmstead with this strange symbol that now you have seen twice in your experience so far. You've seen it in Reese Morgan's stables, carved into the wooden beam there, and you've also seen it sort of, you're not sure if it was drawn or painted or carved, but it was also in the still frame of the closed circuit television recording of the Penley Massacre. It was clear as day. So Kate, you took it upon yourself to try and figure out maybe what this symbol means. Without really having any luck, so to speak, involving finding it, you do deduce that there is a book missing from the collection at the library, and you went to go ask Gloria about it. And she said that it was last rented out to one Marianne McCready. And you and the group know her as kind of the local crackpot, sort of the town crazy person that nobody really wants to interact with. You and Aaron take it upon yourselves to inform the rest of the group that you're going to go to Marianne's home and see if you can't dig a little bit deeper as to what this missing book might be. The rest of you head back up High Street towards the festivities to see if anything bad is going on or is going to happen. Kate, you and Aaron go to Marianne's home. She's home. She kind of seems a little preoccupied. And he invites you in for some tea. And she's kind of scattered, not really paying too much attention to your presence there. She seems to be thinking of other things. You and Aaron are kind of getting this suspicious feeling that maybe she's not all there. And she answers the door, of course, wearing like her quintessential, like she's got a little zip-up sweatshirt on, some slacks, and then she's got her like usual pair of headphones on. after staying with her and Aaron refusing the tea that she offers, you pretend to sip it, of course. It just smells like regular tea, but you choose not to actually ingest it, which is fine. Marianne procures a book that you were looking for, supposedly. And when she slams it down on the table... What is that noise? Oh, it must have been the... That was weird.
Not like a microwave.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sounded like a microwave.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, no.
the book kind of looked very old, very pale in certain places, but also tanned or maybe stained in others, leather bound, and the pages, still relatively intact, were also stained with different multicolored liquids. And Marianne claims that this is what is known in the occult world as the Necronomicon. And that's pretty much where we left off.
Alright.
So now that we have begun and Ricky is still not here, we're going to start.
Damn it, Ricky.
We descend once again down onto High Street, just outside the White Horse Inn and the corner shop where the Craft and Farm Festival or market is being set up, or rather already kind of is set up. Not very many numbers this year, not too many people attending, not as much as there usually is. Tommy has decided to go and, well, possibly chat up the young, pretty gal that is singing some sweet musings over there with her acoustic guitar. Ian and James and Quinn and Alphonse, as well as Gabe, you guys are kind of walking along High Street past St. Mary's Church, heading north. And the music, of course, is pretty audible at this point. And Ian is just kind of remaining quiet as he continues walking, obviously a little bit slower than most of you. So, what do you guys do? We'll pick it up, obviously, right here, and then we'll switch back over to Kate when you guys are at a good pause point for your stuff. You notice that... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say that you notice that the jerky stand is there this year. The line is not quite as large as you remember it, but it seems people are still out to get it. And despite being happy to be able to get it, you can still see like this just sort of pall that's spread over the community. It's not very pleasant to be around. But other than that, you still hear the lovely acoustic guitar in the background.
You guys
And you...
some of that jerky?
I think I'm gonna walk around the crowd and maybe ask some people some questions. I'm gonna work on writing an article about the event.
An article.
I'll follow
Okay.
you.
Alright,
Yeah, we should
so
check
Quinn
that
and
together.
Gabe. Okay, everyone. Alright,
Jerky later.
jerky later. Questions now. Alright, well, there's a good selection of people that you could potentially ask questions to. There's some locals that have set up their stalls and are selling their wares, and then there's a few outsiders. You recognize a couple of them. There's some people that come through on a yearly basis and kind of stop in and see what everyone's been up to, as well as what they have to offer this year. So there's like a couple somewhat local individuals that you recognize that you could ask. They're not necessarily from Overton, but they know the area probably just as well. The vicar is there. Some of the church clergy is there. They actually have their own stall. They're taking donations to help feed the homeless. You actually also see possibly someone who fits that bill. Let me just bring up this information here. So there's this older gentleman that's kind of slowly wandering in between the stalls, not really looking like he belongs. He's got this really tight black skull cap on, sort of like a beanie, and he's wearing these relatively ragged clothes, a couple holes, a couple patches here and there, some rips, some stains, and people who are getting close to him seem to actually be deterred. They move away as soon as they get close, possibly because he smells.
Thank you.
So, you know, generally speaking, that this guy's name is Kaplan. He's a... Sorry, let me just put this in here. Kaplan Moore. He's kind of a legend within the town of Overton, but not in a good way. He had a pretty respectable life up until he was kind of screwed out of some family fortune that he was supposed to inherit, and then his family turned on him, and eventually he became destitute and ended up on the streets, basically begging for cash wherever he could, getting fed wherever he could, and usually spending all the money that he does earn on booze. So, he is also probably an interesting candidate to speak to because he probably sees a lot of things and hears a lot of things.
Yeah.
Got it. I think I'll make my way over to Kaplan to see if I can grab some food for him. See if he's hungry.
Okay. Well, he's a pretty skinny guy, possibly malnourished. You approach him. He seems to be wandering in front of a stall that has some finely knit wool sweaters, and he's just kind of eyeing them up and down, rubbing his chin. Doesn't even really notice you approach him.
Hey, Kaplan. How are you?
I'm sorry. Who are you again?
Oh, my name's Quinn. I'm sorry. I thought that it's been a while since we've spoken. I think we spoke last year at this event.
I can't say as I remember.
Well, that's okay. How you doing today?
I'm fine, I guess. Just seeing what everyone's got to offer.
Yeah, there's a lot of great artisans in the area. I noticed that the jerky line's pretty short. Can I grab you a bite to eat?
I don't think I could accept that now.
Oh, it's my treat. I insist. Come on.
What? And he just kind of like shuffles, following you. Not really gonna argue with you if you want to buy him some food, but of course he feels bad. So you go over to the jerky line. It's actually relatively short at this point. Doesn't take particularly long for you to get up to the front of the line, and the guy there, we'll give him a name, Christopher. Christopher just works. I don't know why. And he's not even really going to be integral to the story, so it's just going to be Christopher.
I know a guy named Chris. He's really weird.
Yeah. Is his name Tree Man?
Does he like jerky?
Honestly, yeah, he does.
Is he right behind you?
I like
No,
beef
he's
jerky.
he's on his way home with some food for me. So yeah.
Is it falafel again?
Second.
No. Brussels sprout pasta. We're good.
Oh, that sounds good too.
Sorry about that. All right. So he shuffles, rather, I guess shambles is a better word, behind you, and you kind of get one more look at him as he gets close to you, and you can definitely see what people were trying to avoid. He does have a bit of a stench. Not only BO, but just general unwashed. Like he smells a little bit of fecal matter. Probably a little bit of an air of piss in there, a hint of urine. But Christopher, he says, "Oh, welcome. Quinn, right?
Yes. How are you?
Oh, I remember you from last year. I am well.
What do you got on the menu today for the special event?
Well, if I remember correctly, last year you got just the teriyaki beef. This time around, however, I have this nice chili pepper blend that I think you'll like.
Both sound great. Kaplan, you got a preference?
Just anything will do.
How about we get 2 each? That way you can try both.
Oh well, that's mighty generous of you.
That's
And
not a problem.
Christopher looks at you, says, "Wait, Kaplan, here," and he grabs like a somewhat skinnier package of dried beef that he has. It's just an original blend, and he kind of reaches past you, Quinn, and hands it to Kaplan. And he reluctantly takes it, and he says, "On the house. Just don't go hungry, will you?" And he gives you your packages. And it looks like he's got some food for tonight, as well as for right now.
Oh, that was mighty generous. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that.
You know, I was almost in his position at one
Really?
point in my life, yes. Well, luckily enough, I got family that can take care of me and me them. But I tell you can't really be too careful these days. We have to take care of each other.
Absolutely.
And he kind of looks past you. There's definitely some more line forming. He says, "As much as I'd like to stay and talk,
Yep, we'll move on out of the way.
Kaplan follows you. Kind of, you guys go and find like a little stone ledge to sit on, and he slowly eats his jerky. If it was someone younger and more ravenous, they'd probably be tearing into it, but he's trying to savor it and ration it, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just chewing away. You guys all get some jerky, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would love some jerky.
So essentially right now what would happen is your credit rating would come into play. Now, obviously, jerky's, well, I wouldn't say it's particularly expensive, not over here where beef is very abundant. But I will say that it should fit nicely into everyone's credit rating, so you don't have to worry about taking a hit on it. I mean, jerky's jerky. It's not like going to break the bank or anything, unless you're over here in the States. So credit rating's fine. If you guys were to make some huge, large purchase, I would probably have you roll a credit rating, but nothing like that for now. So everyone gets
No
their
buying
jerky.
alcohol.
No, sorry. So everyone gets your jerky. Do you all want to be together while Quinn asks the questions? Do you want to give Quinn privacy? What do you want to do?
I think I'll stick with Quinn.
Okay.
Safety and
I'm like, Alphonse is off to the side, being a wallflower, just quietly looking down at his jerky while he eats it.
Okay.
Yeah, Gabe would be the same, but also looking out to the crowd just in case.
Okay. Well, while I get to that, Crazy, why don't you roll me a spot hidden?
Okay. Success.
Okay. Regular success?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. So as everyone just kind of settles in and begins to munch on some jerky, and Gabe, you're looking around through the crowd. You notice that a group of individuals have, I guess surrounded is not quite the word, but have crowded around the vicar. And you're not really quite sure why. It seems maybe he's doing like a light prayer or some kind of blessing. But people seem to be kind of drawn to him at this point. Anyways, continuing with the questions, Quinn. Kaplan's kind of enjoying his jerky. He's stealing glances at you from time to time, wondering if you're actually gonna want anything for the jerky. He's a little paranoid.
How's your jerky, Kaplan?
It's real good, actually. Can't say it's really easy to chew, not with missing a few teeth.
Yeah, good point. Oh, we can always grab something a little later if you're up for it. You know, it's been a while since I've seen you. How have you been doing?
Wandering back and forth. The usual.
Yeah, anything fun and exciting going on lately? I know there's been a lot going on in town lately.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing it through drunken goggles, so to speak. I do catch a few glimpses of things here and there.
Yeah.
Can't say most of it is inside though. I don't really get to go indoors most of the time.
Oh, what have you seen around lately? Anything interesting?
Well, nothing that would probably interest you.
Oh, don't judge a book by its cover. Try me.
Roll me a persuade.
Hold on.
Does she get any bonuses with the jerky?
Let's give you a bonus die. So basically what that means is you roll twice, and whichever tens die is lower, you'll take that one.
Okay, what am I rolling again? Persuade?
Persuade, yep.
When you roll, I think it gives you an option to add a bonus die.
Correct.
Oh, how do I do that?
I think if you click right where that popped up in the chat, right under the 22 versus 20, it says bonus penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I put here?
It should just be bonus.
It just says.
I think that
I just clicked on it and it says 1 underneath it. Is that right?
Well,
I don't think that's correct.
I believe it's just rolling it the bonus die, and we have to interpret it if it would be going up for a penalty or going down for a bonus.
So what I think is just roll the persuade again, and we'll take. Okay, that's Kate.
Oh, that's Kate.
I was testing something because when you roll it, it literally has bonus or penalty, and then you can hit bonus, and then it asks how many die, and you can put 1.
Oh.
So if Jesus.
Okay.
I'm shit at my job.
Can't persuade anybody.
I have 20 points into it. Like, that's not good enough, I guess.
But here's something too. You could spend 3 luck to make that a success.
How do I do that?
So on your first roll, which was the 23,
yeah.
you can take 3 points out of your luck to make that a 20. That'll bring your luck down by 3 points, and you'll get a success.
So how do I do that? Jeff, show me.
You
Jeff,
just
show me.
take. Okay.
You just go into edit mode, put the flow 47 on constant, and then you'll just make the roll. And that's it.
Okay, so I roll
You
again,
don't have to
or
roll again, I don't think.
Nope, you're good.
okay. I
Nope,
didn't
you
look
just
at
you kind of fudged your roll a little bit. That's what
Okay.
you're doing. All right, so with the 20, which is a success, he says, well, I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but you know, Joffrey over at the corner store.
Sure.
Well, his wife was in the other night, and boy, did they get into it. Yelling, screaming. I think I maybe heard some crashing. I don't know, a smash or two. But of course, when I walked by, there was really nothing wrong. Well, this place was closed up at the time, but
You didn't actually see anything, just you heard the crashing and you heard they're arguing, you heard what they had said?
something about debts. But I've never really known Joffrey to be that way.
Hmm.
I've known him for a while. I've known most people here for a long time, and yeah, it just doesn't seem like him. And of course, his wife was up his arse. So,
Do you know his wife well?
yeah, not as well as I'd like to.
What's that mean?
Well, she's a pretty little thing, I'll say. But she's a bit of a firecracker. Not really someone I'd like to deal with.
I see.
And he just looks to you like maybe he could have possibly offended you by saying that, but he says, "Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think she's a lovely lady, and he's a hardworking guy, a great person at that. But it just seems so out of tune."
Well, you don't have to worry about anything that we discuss going past this conversation right now. It's all safe with me.
He reaches into his into his clothes, and he pulls out this paper baggie, presumably got some booze in it. Takes a swig, kind of dribbles a little bit down his chin, and he just says, "Well, I appreciate that. I don't exactly like being the eyes and ears of the town, but I do what I can. What else am I gonna do in my retirement?"
It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it.
No. You wish that the police would do that.
What do you mean?
Well, their presence here is kind of lacking. Not surprised, though. We're just some tiny little shithole village out in the edge of Wales.
Was there something that they should be paying some extra attention to, do you think, in your opinion?
Well, haven't you... Well, how long have you been gone, Quinn?
Not terribly long. Why? Why do you ask?
No, you didn't notice the sudden kind of rise in strange things happening here.
Yeah, we've had a few things we've seen in the past few days. Why, what have you seen?
Well, and this is where your persuade is going to come into play.
Sweet.
Well, aside from just the regular, just the strange things happening, people getting angry when they normally don't, or people raised voices, violence, that such. It's kind of, could be nothing, but I noticed that the vicar is actually holding a lot more masses than usual. It could be that maybe just a reaction to what's been going on around here, trying to keep people grounded and rational.
Maybe trying to provide more comfort to those that are those that are seeking it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to think that that's what he's doing. Yeah. I personally don't know Owen particularly well, but he has interacted with me on occasion, and he's even bought me a few drinks here and there. He seems like a clever and well-liked lad. I think maybe if there's someone that could provide answers for you, at least in the context that you're looking for, maybe he can help.
Well, I appreciate the tip. Maybe I'll swing by their tent and have a chat with the vicar.
Well, I'm sure you already know, like I said, he's well-liked in the community. There are some secrets that even he is probably privy to, that some of the locals might divulge to him only, simply because he is the vicar.
That's a good point. But usually those are between, the vicar and the individual when they're doing confession. So, not sure.
Just be careful, I guess. Can't trust anyone these days.
You're absolutely right.
Except for you, of course. Thank you for the jerky.
Anytime.
And he gives his best smile with some teeth missing.
He's trying.
And he continues munching. Let's say that I would imagine you guys are probably going to head over to the vicar's tent.
Anybody want jerky now? Like in real life?
Yes?
Yeah.
A little bit now.
Do we have jerky?
No, sorry.
Damn it!
Not really, no.
All right, meanwhile, Kate, you're staring at this book in front of you.
Creepy book, let's go.
Marianne's just like, go on, take a look, dear. It doesn't bite. And that is a direct reference to Army of Darkness. Klaatu, Baraka.
I gotta rewatch those old movies again. And also the show.
I will say the newest Evil Dead, meh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
For that show.
I had to watch. Well, I watched the first part of it, and then after the first 5 minutes, I immediately lost interest, and then I was like, I'm gonna give it another chance because it's the Evil Dead, and then I was like, all right, it got a little bit better, but definitely wasn't a major improvement.
I can't even fathom the weird, almost vault that just cracks open in the bottom of this apartment complex. It doesn't make any sense.
I think it was just more disappointing because Bruce Campbell wasn't in it.
Yeah, that too.
Stop chasing the cat. It's not nice. It's not nice.
So, Kate, Aaron's looking at you, puzzled. He leans in a little closer to kind of inspect the cover. There's these symbols on the front. They mean nothing to you. They're very alien. She says, go on. And she's almost smiling a little bit as she says this.
Well, I mean, obviously Kate's gonna open the book. She's a curious bitch.
Well, you happen to... Well, you open the front cover, and immediately inside... well, the pages are very old. Almost looks like they have coffee stains all over them. Just kind of different blotches of different colored substances and liquids that may have touched the pages throughout time. It does look particularly old.
Any of them look like blood stains?
Possibly. There are a few sort of darker brick red dried stains that look like they could be blood. Whether or not they are, you'd have to actually take it to an actual forensic lab. But so you turn the cover open, and first page there's a notation, but it's written in a different language. Why don't you roll me an education?
Success.
Okay. Just by the way phonetically the words sound, you can tell immediately that it's Latin. There's a lot of us and ets and just kind of very methodical. They look methodical. And do you actually have Latin as a language or no?
I don't think I do. I think I just have my own language.
Okay. Then we're going to say that you cannot read the excerpt in the front. However, you turn a few more pages, and suddenly you start to see why exactly you probably should not have opened this book. You're seeing notations, depictions, illustrations, all very strange, geometric sometimes, and they almost seem archaic and at the same time very intricately designed. And you're not sure what they mean. But you do notice that there are a few bits through some of the pages that are in English. Go ahead and roll me a library use. And you wasted your extreme success earlier.
Can't just use that.
Well, I was testing to see, because if you have a bonus die, you can do it from just rolling with the queries it gives you after you hit the roll.
Yep. So roll me a library use.
No.
Nah.
Okay, so, well, first off, roll me a D4, please.
4.
Okay. Despite you not really being able to find anything, at least from a brief scan of the book, you don't see anything pertaining to the symbol, at least for now, that you were looking for. However, what you are seeing in the book is extremely disturbing. You're seeing mostly depictions of body parts, visceral art, for sure. You're seeing formulae that involve different body parts and essences that are obtained in very heinous and evil ways. And it's really starting to weigh on you in a way that has not really been felt in a long time. Not since maybe the death of your brother. Mm-hmm. You lose 4 sanity.
Ouch.
And that's just from a brief overview. Aaron is, he does a little bit better. He's kind of looking over your shoulder as you're flipping through these pages. He keeps muttering, Jesus fucking Christ. And his eyes are kind of darting across the pages, scanning them, looking at what you're looking at, trying to decipher what the book says or what anything means. And none of you can really come up with anything, at least on the spot. And Marianne's just kind of nodding her head back and forth. Her eyes are looking up at the ceiling. She seems to be maybe enjoying some music that's coming through her headphones. She looks at you a few times just to kind of gauge your reaction.
I feel like it would be like horrified, but like also confused. Like, what am I looking at here?
Yeah, like mouth agape, maybe, and your eyebrows furrowed. So yeah, she says, "Well, what do you think? It's truly remarkably unique and one of a kind."
Yes, very unique. When did you first get access to this book?
Well, back when I was the librarian for the recreational center, I, uh, well, I was always intrigued by books such as this. In fact, the occult section in the library was started by me. I had collected a number of works, some from my own private collection, as well as some retailers throughout England and even, well, other countries. A notable gentleman, I can't remember his name. Oh, what was it? She's like now going off like on a tangent in her own head. She's kind of losing her train of thought, and she's like, "It was not important." Well, he arrived one day at the library and looking to sell this, and of course, me being me, interested in all this sort of stuff. I also personally read Latin, so the inscription in the front was particularly intriguing. So, of course, it was as if he saw me coming a mile away. I, of course, bought it and added it to the collection immediately, and then I came to read it. And even, well, other countries. It truly holds some interesting secrets.
Out of character, how long ago was she a librarian?
You can't quite pin the date, but you figure that she was the librarian within the past 10 years or so. And she says, "Are you looking to borrow it, dear?"
Yeah, I'm actually curious. You mentioned the Latin inscription. What does that say?
Oh, they mean the one in the front, the front page.
Mhm.
And she kind of reaches towards the book and opens it up, points to it.
Yes, that
Well,
one.
I believe it's a notation from the author himself. Al-Azred is a notable scholar from Saudi Arabia. Clearly, these are words meant for the reader, and they translate roughly to beware the Texarian, for it holds knowledge that even fragile minds such as our own can barely comprehend.
Can you type that?
Sure.
That was way too fast. I got
Sorry.
beware the, and then after that it started. I was like, oh god.
Beware the knowledge herein, for it contains secrets. Something to comprehend. Too vast. And for it contains secrets that the human mind can barely comprehend. Yeah, there we go. I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So she just kind of looks at you plainly, as if she expects you to say yes to borrowing it. In fact, she's almost inquisitively looking at you, like she's reading you. And she gets up. She gets this plastic bag that's sitting on the counter. Her really shitty, cluttered, very dirty counter that's got coffee mugs all over the place and plates and snack bags. All just, it's pretty messy. And she takes the book, closes it up, grabs a piece of newspaper loosely and wraps the book in it, and then puts that in the plastic bag and hands it to you. He says, I think this will be better off in your hands now, dear. I've read it far too many times for me to really get any more from it. And, well, I just want to be left to my own devices. In fact, I think it's better that it goes with you anyways.
Oh. Okay. She's like looking over at Aaron and like, I mean, like,
Aaron
Probably.
says, yeah, he looks at you kind of weirdly, like this is all too convenient. He's kind of one of those guys that just like smells bullshit from a mile away. So he's like, he looks to Marianne and he's like, Mom, can I ask you a question? And she looks to him and says, well, yes, dear. What is it? And he says, how many times did you read this book? And she says, oh, countless. Why, it's probably the only book in my entire collection that I've read more than once. And you see her nonchalantly pull her headphones back up over her ears. And as she does so, she kind of like starts bobbing her head again to the music. You can hear it kind of blaring through. It sounds like she's listening to the Beatles.
Good choice.
And she just kind of like takes the book in the plastic bag and just like shoves it into your chest. And she says, okay, you have what you're looking for. You can go now. I gotta water the plants and tend to the garden, and of course I gotta think about dinner. We got Roger coming over later. Oh, we have lots to do. And it's at this point that it kind of clicks. You remember hearing several years before she stopped being a librarian that her husband Roger died in a car accident. So it seems she is under the impression that he will be home soon from work.
Oh, okay.
So she's probably not all there.
Nope.
Anyways, Aaron just looks at you. He says, all right, that's our cue to get the fuck out of here. Come on.
I take one last look around just to make sure I haven't missed anything that might be important to our
Roll me a
case.
spot hidden.
Hard success.
You notice. First off, James, when you received the flash drive, did you keep the package that it was in?
I did.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Something catches your eye, Kate, as you're going to leave this sort of dark, not very well lit living room area. The front door is basically right in front of you. But as you're going to leave, you look over to your left and you see beyond the couch that's like littered with cigarettes, and you notice two things. One, the cigarettes. You're fairly certain Marianne does not smoke. You've never seen her with a cigarette in her mouth, and you've never seen her out and about with one. It's as though possibly someone else has been here. The other thing you notice is that the TV is on, and it seems to be looping through a what looks to be maybe like a VHS tape, and it shows. Well, you're not really quite sure what it shows. It's very fuzzy. Almost like some white noise has taken over it, and the picture is skewed and obstructed. But you think you can see sort of like some white noise has taken over a camera feed. Not one like you've seen in the video that James showed you, but this is definitely maybe like a private camera feed. Someone, maybe like a local townie or whatever, has a security camera in their house. But this is definitely an area that you know. Roll me. Let's see here. Actually, that spot hidden will just might as well we'll leave it as is, and we'll tell you anyways.
Yay.
This seems to be a video feed of the exterior of the corner store on High Street. You can't quite make out what's on the screen, but it looks like there's someone moving across the screen towards the graveyard of the church. It's wearing dark clothing. But it just kind of makes you remind yourself of your dream that you had. You remember passing by the graveyard in your dream, right next to the church, and there was that figure there. It just kind of flashes in your mind.
I'm going to text Gabriel just to go check out the church or like that corner area.
Mhm.
Just because he's closer.
Okay. We'll have you do that on your way out. You just kind of keep that, you file that away in your head there, and you walk out the door. Marianne closes it behind you. You hear a bunch of latches go into place, and Aaron, he immediately, just as soon as you take 1 foot off of the stoop, he's like, "What the fuck was that?"
I don't know, but did you clock the cigarette?
Yeah, and there's only one person that I know that smokes that pack, that type.
And who is that?
Well, it's our very old fine feathered friend Ollie. Seems he knows Marianne. At least well enough to come over and make her acquaintance.
What is a young kid doing with an old batshit insane woman?
Your guess is as good as mine. But it is definitely fucking weird. We should get back to the others.
I agree.
And whatever you do, don't show them the book quite yet. That shit scares the fuck out of me, and I can't even tell you why.
I agree.
You're not certain if he suffered sanity loss, but he was sweating. He was looking at the same thing you were, and he was like, "What the hell is this?" So you guys get in his squad car, and you guys make your way back to High Street. Meanwhile,
Zim.
That's proof.
Stupid.
Cthulhu got to him.
I really need to get a new headset. This one just sucks.
What do you have for
I
a
guess
headset?
It's a Corsair, but it's like nothing special.
though I can say that was like perfect timing. Like back to then nothing.
Back to High Street. So everyone has just left Kaplan and are heading over to the vicar's tent.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he has a number of his clergy there, all smiles. They're shaking hands and just kind of giving hugs out. And the vicar is standing there, also doing the same. And he's talking, schmoozing with a few individuals, few locals that you know. But they disperse soon enough. And the vicar smiles at you. He's definitely a good-looking kid, and he's still somewhat young, in his 30s. And he has this very strong air of purpose. Like he stands straight and tall, and he, as you approach, he just smiles. He just says, "Good day to you. Welcome. Are you here to donate?"
Well, let Quinn speak.
And yeah, he like takes a look around, and Quinn, he notices you. He says, Quinn, was it? Yes?
Yes, sir. How are you this fine day?
I am well, and you also look very well. I trust that your journeys have been fruitful.
Yes. We've just been enjoying the event today. How about yourself?
Well, we are saddened to hear of Rianne Morgan's passing. We're trying to take in donations and collections for, for Gavin. He was particularly affected by this, and I understand that he was also arrested. So,
Have you heard anything further about Gavin? Is he doing okay?
as far as I know, I believe he's still booked at the North Wales Police Headquarters. But if he comes back and he's not well, he has nowhere to go. He can't stay at the farmstead. It's not his, really. And despite him growing up with Reese and being mentored by him, I don't think he'll want to be around Reese anymore, even if anything does come from this.
I don't think Gavin ever went to the. We sent him straight to the hospital, like to be inpatient. I don't think he went to the police station.
He would have had to be at least booked first before,
Witness?
as a witness, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I just remember telling
after-
him that he had to go to the hospital.
correct, yes. So after he was booked, if he was not deemed, well, at least important enough to hold, he would have been released. But unfortunately, he was losing his shit by the time he was being arrested. So
For
he
his own
definitely,
safety?
yeah. So he has most likely been taken to some inpatient ward close by. In fact, you do remember there being one up in Bangor on D, which is the next town north. So that is also where the North Wales Police Headquarters is located. So, yes, he's the vicar says, I just feel bad for the poor lad. He's been through a lot as it is, and if he comes back with nothing, then he needs to have support from the locals. And that's what we aim to achieve here.
That's very commendable. We appreciate the support that you're providing. What can we do to help?
Well, of course, donations are always accepted, but if you feel up to being a bit more active in your role, well, perhaps maybe gathering some flowers and at least getting them prepared for the service would be most helpful. Seeing as Rianne was normally the person we would go to for such a thing, it seems it has to fall on someone else's shoulders now.
Can I make a donation too?
Of course. James, yes, thank you. How much will you be donating?
What's the currency in Wales?
It is the British pound.
Okay, so like 100 pounds, I guess.
Damn, okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, what's
And you have it.
$120 or something like that.
I mean, for you, that's pocket change. Your credit rating is what again?
70.
Okay, yeah, you'd be able to definitely drop that in a moment's notice and not really blink an eye.
So
Make
I
it
don't need to run a
rain.
rating check here.
Sorry, say that again?
I don't need to run a credit rating check here.
Not unless you were to drop, say, like 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
If you did like 1,000 pounds, I'd absolutely make you roll a credit rating.
Alright, yeah, I'll do 100.
He says, James, that's very generous of you. Thank you.
Of course.
So, enjoying the festivities for the rest of the day, I take it, as much as we can.
Indeed. We had
Yes.
Yeah, we enjoyed some jerky already.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I was speaking to Kaplan, and he mentioned we should stop by, so that's what brought us here.
Oh, how is the poor lad?
He's probably seen better days, but we got some food in him and seemed to lift his spirits some.
You know, you're surprising me at every turn, Quinn. I guess I just never really knew you were this compassionate.
Well, you know, if I was in that place, I would hope that somebody would lend a helping hand. So I commend you for raising money for Gavin. That's a really nice thing to do.
Well, I appreciate the kind words as well. And if I may suggest, I hope all of you will attend Mass this Sunday.
I can't speak for these guys, but I'm not very religious nowadays.
Oh, well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would actually say that most people who have been coming in recently, I've never expected them to be the same. But it's no pressure. I do not want to put you into a position that you'll be uncomfortable. But it might help. It could offer a bit of a healing experience for all of us, especially after yesterday's events.
Yeah, what have you heard anything? Has anyone mentioned anything? You know, we've noticed, you know, the past couple days things have definitely turned in town. You can sense it. You know, is there anything that you could share?
Well, no one's come to confession with any interesting events taking place, if that's what you're asking, so no. But on the other hand,
What about headaches? Have you had any headaches?
he looks at you, James, and he says, well, come to think of it, there has been a bit more of an uptick in how many people are coming to confession these days, and I will admit, even yes, I do think I've heard a few things about headaches.
You know, I had mentioned earlier I was speaking with Kaplan, who sent me over. Um, he had mentioned that he had overheard something really unusual the other night. And I don't know if you'd know anything about it. I'm just gonna come outright and ask. Um, Joffrey and his wife, Joffrey with the corner store, he had
Yes?
mentioned that he heard them having a loud argument, which is really unusual for them. You wouldn't know anything about that. Are they doing all right? Like, should we check in on them?
I have actually been seeing Christopher a lot more. And his wife, who actually had normally been, well, the one coming in his stead. Well, she doesn't come that often anymore.
Wait, hold
But-
on. Christopher?
Yes, he's been coming a lot more often. To Mass, that is.
Jerky stand Christopher.
Oh, no, Joffrey, sorry, my bad.
Okay, alright.
I was confused too.
I was like, hold on. I actually wrote this down, so I'm like,
Yes, Joffrey, yes, sorry. He's been coming to Mass a lot more recently.
has he seen you for confession?
He leans in. Roll me a persuade.
Fuck.
Well, it's either persuade or maybe fast talk.
Can I do fast talk? Ignore that. Ignore both. Damn it. I suck at this.
All right, so he says, I am sort of bound under my own honor as both the vicar and someone of a man of integrity that I can't divulge that information to you. But I can say this. It seems a lot of people around here are getting scared. And they seem to be expressing themselves in a lot of different ways.
How so?
Well, for them it was just coming to church, but seems for Joffrey it's... I hope the rumors are not true, but it seems he might be abusing Christine.
Yes.
I hope that's not the case.
Kick some ass.
I don't want to speak for it, and I certainly don't want to spread rumors that are just not true. But it does resonate among a number of the residents here. They seem to think it's true. I don't want to think it's true. I refuse to think that that sort of evil is within this town. But I could be wrong, of course.
Well, no one wants to believe that things like that can happen so close to home.
Of course, I'm not naive either. I know that it does happen. I guess I can't really speak to it. He looks to you, James, and he says, and James, I don't really think I've ever seen you in church either.
Honestly, I'm a busy man. I don't have much time for church. I'm between teaching and working with the police and various other groups. It's been pretty busy for me.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, of course, that's commendable. Commendable work. I hear you're good with computers. Is that true?
The best around here, in my opinion.
Well, I myself have a few quirks to my computer. Perhaps I'd have you come take a look at it at some point.
Yeah, give me a call sometime and I can come and help you out.
Oh, thank you. Well, do you have any other questions for me? I'll help in any way I can.
I know you mentioned the headaches, but have you seen anything else, like, out of the ordinary around lately?
You know, like animals running around and acting crazy.
He looks over at you, Alphonse, and he says, actually, strangest thing, I was in the graveyard over here by the church just a few days ago, and I am not lying to you when I say I saw a bear come through the graveyard running.
No, you must be dreaming.
Huh.
I am most certainly not lying to you. I was not dreaming. I remember exactly what I was doing at the time. But the strangest thing, of course, is that bears... I believe that they were killed off long ago by the, kings and queens of our great former civilization.
You probably watch some movie before sleeping.
And that actually is a true fact. You will not find bears over in the UK.
Yeah.
That's weird. I did not
Also-
know that.
Also, I feel like you almost said Kings and Queens 13.
Nope. That would be no. That's a reference to one of my other games.
Yeah. But yeah.
13 people that, if not killed, would bring about the end of the world.
Oh, also, around this point is will I be getting the text yet from?
Yes, I was just going to say that, Gabe, you feel a buzz in your pocket, and you pull up your phone, and you see that you got a text from Kate. Kate, what does the text say?
Marianne has a weird. Sorry, my brain. Let me think. Marianne has.
Crazy.
Yeah. Marianne has a live feed going at this location, and it seems like a suspicious person is going through. Could you check it out?
What was the location?
Yeah.
He said earlier. It was like near the corner store.
Yeah, it's
heading
right outside.
towards the.
So I said something was playing on a loop, which means
Oh, was it a
potentially that
loop?
there was like a
Yep.
VHS tape or something.
I'm sorry. I did not hear that. Might still be good for her to check it out anyways, even if it's a loop.
Okay.
So I'll take out the live feed, but then just say that she has it on a loop. So why is this so important? Could you go check it out?
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Gabe, you get that.
Yep, I'm mentioning it to the rest after they're done speaking with the vicar.
Yep. So Owen smiles and he says, it's the strangest thing. I was under the impression that bears were extinct here in the UK, but it seems not. How strange.
That is strange.
And it paid no mind to me. I mean, I was merely, praying at a gravesite, and it just ran past me as if I wasn't even there. I don't even think it knew where it was.
Was it like it was running from something?
Oh, it was full speed running, yes. I felt originally wouldn't have even noticed it if I didn't feel the ground actually shaking with its weight.
When did this happen?
Oh, it couldn't have been 3 days ago.
Was it during the day or in the evening?
It was nighttime. Possibly. It was just after sundown. I think it was probably 7 or so o'clock at night.
There's no way it could have been anything else.
As far as I know, it had already passed me by the time I even noticed what was happening, but from what I saw, the backside of it, I've seen pictures in books, I've read stories, it looked like a bear.
Huh. A bear in a cemetery.
An extinct bear in the cemetery.
Does seem rather strange.
That is very strange indeed.
You don't suppose it came from somewhere locally, do you?
Where else would it have come from?
Well, certainly nowhere I can think of. And he says, "Oh, the day presses on, and I really do wish I could help more, but it seems my helpful information has been exhausted. Should you find any more questions that you'd like to ask, you can either find me at the church or here." He even like hands you a few slips of paper with like his own personal cell phone number on it.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he says, "Please call me anytime." And he smiles once more, and there's like a few more people behind you that are looking to make donations, so you kind of step off.
Oh, Can I ask him one more question?
Sure, yeah.
Where can we go to help with the flowers for the service? Where do you recommend?
He says, well, normally I would have suggested that you go see Rianne herself, but perhaps the wildflowers along Maylor Way. That would be beautiful, I think.
Okay, we'll do that. Thank you.
He smiles and nods. And have a good day. And
You too.
Go get some flowers then.
Yeah.
Maybe not this very moment, but soon.
But yeah, after walking away, I'll be telling them what I got from Kate.
Yep. So you guys learn that Kate found, well, you have a book, and you potentially have more footage that might be important.
I didn't tell them about the book because Aaron asked me to not tell them yet.
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to say that after that, you, Kate, and Aaron are kind of driving back towards High Street. Let's do this here. So you leave the road that Marianne's house is on. Take a right, go past the cemetery there, and you're looking out, kind of at this gray sky. It's not very bright. The sun is obscured, and the cemetery behind the church, or rather the one that your brother is buried at, it just kind of seems darker this time of day. And you can't help but, as you pass by the cemetery, you look to where your brother's gravesite is. And you don't peel your eyes away from it. You kind of catch these flashes of him kind of standing in front of it, reminded of his presence. He waves as you go by, just puts his hand up, palm facing towards you. Little soft smile, flowing red hair. The sun eclipses past him, and all you see is a silhouette now. You blink, and he's no longer there. You hear Aaron go, "Hey, Kate." And he's driving. You can hear the engine, the sound of it kind of come back into audibility. And you shake the feeling. And he's just like, "Hey, you all right?"
I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Don't fucking play dumb with me. I know what's in that cemetery.
I'm as good as I can be.
Look, Kate, it's gonna eat you away from the inside.
I can't shake the feeling that this case is somehow connected to my brother's.
How do you figure? I mean, you know where they found him. You saw what he looked like. It looked like it was. It looked like it may have been an ambush of some kind. Jumped. You know this. It couldn't have been anything different. The evidence points to it. You're a forensic psychologist, for Christ's sake. You did the work yourself, I don't even know how many times over, and you still come to the same conclusion. You've got to let
In
it
my-
go, Kate.
I can't. I don't care what the evidence points to. My gut is telling me otherwise.
He looks back towards the road and just goes, I don't know how many fucking times I've tried to tell you otherwise, and you're still stubborn as hell.
Would you love me any other way?
He looks at you, kind of like a smirk, half-crooked smile. He says, you fucking idiot. Of course I wouldn't.
Then why expect any differently?
Well, I guess I thought I was worth more to you than that. And he looks at you, kind of like another little sly smile. Like he's joking, but
Mm-hmm.
he is material. He is real. He's alive. Your brother is not.
Yep. She will never. She will not have a normal life though until she finds her brother's killers.
And he says, kind of softly, he says, "So, what do you think? Is this book gonna give us any answers? I'd fucking throw the cursed thing into a fire the sooner chance I got, but it seems it's evidence now."
Yes, as awful as it will be to read through it, I think we need to actually properly look through it and try to find that symbol and see if it's there.
Oh, did you notice when you were flipping through it? You see that there were a couple pages missing. I saw that.
No, I think I was just too distracted by the pictures.
Yeah, about roughly through, maybe halfway through the book, there was a few pages torn out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We'll have to look more into that.
Well, she certainly didn't have any mind to mention it.
Well, was it her?
Ah, maybe. Hard to
I mean,
say.
if Ollie was at her house too, it could also have been him.
Oh, fuck Ollie. The kid can barely fucking see 2 feet in front of his face, let alone read.
Don't you think? You've been in the job long enough. Don't you think you've learned not to underestimate people?
Yeah, I guess you're
Sometimes
right.
playing dumb is the best defense.
All right. We're here. And again, don't mention really the book yet. We want to at least gauge what's going on today.
No problem.
And Liz, he kind of pulls alongside the street,
Oh,
sort of a
Kate?
little bit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm thinking esoterica again. Here I am. I suck.
Yep.
And I started it.
So he pulls along the side of the street a little bit away from where the market is, kind of where everyone parks for it. And he says, and Kate, look, there's no way around it, really. I just want you to know I'm going to help you. Despite my rantings and ravings and my own apprehension of really getting too deep down the rabbit hole with you, I'm here to help.
She just kind of places her hand on his arm and is like, I know, and then gets out.
He shuts off the car, grabs the keys, opens the door, gets out, slams the door, flips the keys once in his hands, catches it with his palm, and puts them in his long coat pocket, and starts walking along the sidewalk with you towards the market. And
We're just gonna be looking for everybody else, probably.
yep, at this point you're actually able to see them. They are standing in front of the church area where the vicar's tent is located. It looks like Quinn is chatting up the vicar, and it looks like Gabe is potentially relaying information to the others. And you approach. And at this point, you guys are basically finished talking with the vicar. And, yeah. Aaron and Kate show up.
Hi guys. How's it going?
Aaron says, peachy.
I'm sure your guys' afternoon smelt a lot better than ours.
Oh, it's debatable.
Yeah, I can still fucking smell it. Aaron's like, trying to take a few deep breaths.
So you find anything useful?
He looks at you, Kate. He's gonna let you speak.
Unsure as of yet, but maybe.
So, how's the jerky?
It's okay.
It's not bear jerky.
Well, it's, I bet it's more than okay. In fact, I will be right back. And he sort of very quickly trots over to the jerky stand.
While he's walking away, she's just gonna like look at Gabe and I guess the others and be like, so I assume you got my text about the loop?
Yeah. I was
There's
just
also
telling them.
There's also something else that was a little odd. There were some cigarettes in our house. The brand that Ollie uses.
That's odd.
I don't know what he has to do with a crazy old woman, but
Would any of us have known any sort of connection between them two? Or is this
Roll
just too
me a... Is history a skill?
odd? Yes.
Okay, yeah, roll me that.
I didn't
Do
get
we
to
all
roll that
do it?
earlier. Can I roll it?
Yes.
Yay.
It's late.
It's not gonna happen for me. I have a 5, but let's go.
History.
Yeah.
Same. Oh, I
Ooh, that's a-
fumbled.
You
That's a
fumbled.
We all did.
Gabe, you have a brain aneurysm? I'm just kidding. Just
Hey,
kidding.
Commitment.
At least it happened now.
Thinking so hard that he just... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait. Jeff needs to roll. Jeffrey.
Yes.
Come on.
History. He popped upstairs for a second.
Nobody got his... Oh! What the fuck?
Oh, shit!
That's a good
That
one.
is
James is
probably...
Go, James!
I remember this from school.
So you gonna have the quiz history now.
I remember back 20 years ago in September
Well, I am
You
a
automatically
teacher.
get like 10 points for that, right?
at 5:30 a.m.
That's impressive. I think that's only happened to me once before in our last version of this game.
Yeah, we almost forgot, too.
So, okay. So,
Alright, Tom Brady.
James, this is going to be interesting, actually. James, just kind of throughout your tenure, not only as a ethical hacker, but also living in Overton, you kind of developed a bit of a... I guess you could call it a mantra. You like to keep an eye on people around you. So, of course, if anyone who's using their own specific IP addresses and, you know the whole works, you're able to tap into that stuff and figure things out and see what they're doing. You can check their internet history and, where they live, all the information on them. And you kind of did that a little bit with some individuals in Overton. You did happen to come across Ollie Pritchett's record, his criminal record, that is. It was just kind of a nosy thing you were doing just one night when you were just like, well, bored. Yeah, bored. You're just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna spy on people. And so Ollie Pritchett, it turns out that Ollie when he was in school, you pull up like his grades and his marks, that is, for all the schoolwork that he would have been given and all the different classes he would have taken. Turns out he failed all but 2 classes.
That's
The first one is recreational, like gym stuff. He was good at that, like sports and exercising and doing physical requirement things. And the other was computer science.
All right.
And it turns out, you also remember kind of once that hit your eyes, you're like, oh shit, this juvenile delinquent might possibly know some things about computers. Well, I'm going to dig a little further. Turns out he also has a violent record. He has kind of been in and out of juvenile detention throughout his teenage years, and once he got into his mid-20s or so, which is kind of where he's almost 30 now, but in his mid-20s, he ended up getting arrested for a particularly violent crime that involved, well, he says it was self-defense, but it turns out he was potentially attacked, and he had to put, well, a couple of bullets into someone.
Oh.
Hmm.
All right.
Now, where he got the gun, I don't know. But ever since he was cleared of those charges, it turns out he was able to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that it was self-defense. He was apparently in his home at the time that this occurred, and he just so happened to have an illegal firearm. But
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Out of character? Do Ollie and Tommy know one another well?
Out of character, I guess I couldn't really answer
Well-
that.
Well,
Yeah, because I mean, I think it'd be up to Tommy, maybe.
Mhm.
No.
so
He
for
needs
the
to be here.
background, for where you said he was mostly a good kid until he ended up having to leave the
Mm-hmm.
town.
Yeah.
I also,
Yeah.
for some reason, I thought that Ollie was younger. Like, I thought he was like,
He's mid-20s.
oh,
Oh, he's around you guys' ages, right?
Roughly, yeah. He probably would have gone to school with you, or at least for a brief period of time.
That he probably hates me then.
oh, it says he's in his early 20s.
Yep.
Okay, so he's like a few years younger than like 5 years or something.
Roughly, yeah. So, I mean, he's still got that, young, angsty, fuck the world kind of attitude that, all teenagers basically
He's
had at one point.
untouchable.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyways, it turns out, yes, that he potentially has some computer science background, and you already know that he is of the mind of anti-authority and anti-being told what to do in any way, shape, or form. So he could potentially have something to do with not only Marianne, but also what was seen on Marianne's VHS tape, as well as maybe even what was on your flash drive.
I'm not sure if he heard you. He went. Did you hear?
I did hear, but
Okay. He ran downstairs real quick.
Right.
Yes. Heard my flash drive, maybe.
Yeah, you're starting to think maybe he could be your friend, quote unquote,
Friend?
that sent you said flash drive.
Oh, maybe.
It does seem to fit the bill. In fact, why don't you roll me Roll me an intelligence.
Let's see. Damn it.
Would you like to spend any luck on that?
Yeah.
All right, 6 luck.
Just remember that any luck you spend that's now gone.
Alright. Yep.
See, look. I should up my persuasion.
No, you don't need to roll it. You just need
Yeah,
to
no, I pressed
spend.
the wrong button.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, it clicks as you're remembering. You saw some official documents that Ollie had to sign when he was being booked for jail. And the handwriting is almost identical to the one that wrote the note with your flash drive. So it seems you may need to go have a chat with Ollie Pritchett.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go talk to Ollie here, because something's going on here.
Well, remember that this is something that you only made the connection with, so if you want to relay all this information, like, holy shit, I just
None
remembered,
of
like,
us know
this.
but you.
Yeah. This is what I mean by, like, character information being relayed to other characters if you, a player, know it.
Yeah.
Like none of y'all know about my book.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So you can't say, oh, let's look at that book, even though she hasn't told you about it yet. So.
well, that is the one thing. Didn't we know you were going over there for said book?
I believe Kate had mentioned that you were going to try and find out more information on the symbol, not that you were looking for a book.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think we know what the book was actually called, right?
No, even I don't even. Well, yes, Marianne would know what it's called, but
I know what it's called because the other librarian told me.
Yeah.
right, yeah, Necronomicon, yeah,
I just don't know anything about it.
yep. Okay, said the words.
Oh my god.
I feel like I should share this information with my group. Letting
Yes.
them know that Ollie could perhaps be behind some of this stuff.
Aaron comes back after getting his jerky. He's munching on a pretty large piece. He just it's chewing pretty hard.
So
Takes him like 10
he
minutes.
he told us, right, that he made the connection with Ollie.
Yes.
When Aaron comes up, I'm gonna be like, are you ready to grovel to me now?
He's like mid chew, and he's like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Remember what I told you about not underestimating our dear friend Ollie?
He stops chewing.
And
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Swallows.
and just let James tell him.
He looks at you with inquisitive eyes, one eyebrow raised. As if to say, what the fuck you gotta say?
Lay it on him. There's your cue.
Is he with us right now, Ollie?
Yeah.
No. No, it's
No,
just
you're
it's
I
just
thought you
Aaron
said
that
he
came
walked
back.
up.
No, I said Aaron walked up.
The detective.
He got his jerky.
Gotcha.
Okay, can you just, like, do a quick recap of what exactly we found out, just so I have a general idea? What
You
I'm supposed to know?
personally,
So I mean,
Yeah,
I
go
have it
ahead.
written here. One night when you were being bored and nosy, you found out that Ollie was in school. He failed all his classes except for gym and computer science.
Yep.
Then later on, he shot someone in possible self-defense, cleared up charges. And you figured with his tech background, he could have something to do with the tape and the flash drive. But then you remembered because you saw an official document that Ollie had to sign that his handwriting is almost identical to the note that came with the flash drive.
Got it.
There you go.
Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Tristan.
the cliff notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to keep
Yep.
track with some of this stuff sometimes.
No, it's try being a DM.
I don't know how you do it. Okay,
And be
so
me.
Ollie is not with us, or he is with us?
No.
He's not.
He is not.
We were just saying that you were going to tell Aaron, the detective who was gone during this.
Okay.
Currently, Ollie is nowhere to be found. He is not seen amongst the crowd, and he's certainly not tearing through the streets of Overton like he normally does.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell Aaron what's going on first. I remember him from a few classes that I had when I was a teacher, and he was very gifted in the computer field, and he also has a very distinct way of writing his lettering and handwriting and things of that nature, and it matches up very well with the posts that I had gotten with the USB drive that came with the video I showed everybody. I have a feeling that he was the one that sent this video.
Yeah. So the fucking idiot isn't quite a fucking idiot? Is what you're telling me?
He's not as much of a fucking idiot as he lets on. That's what my guess is.
Aaron looks at Kate and the rest of the group and then back at Kate, and he says, never a fucking dull moment. So we gotta go talk to him now.
I think so. We need to go find Ollie.
Can't even enjoy my jerky.
You can enjoy it on the way. Because we're going to find him.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste the same.
It is mobile.
That's part of the turkeys. You can enjoy it on the go.
As he says that, Kate's going to take the jerky from him and just pop it in her mouth and be like, as this is for the groveling.
Did you just fucking food tax me?
Yeah, just really loud, like, this is so good.
Nom nom.
Remind me to join you for dinner later and maybe get a little more food tax from you.
Oh.
Ooh.
A nice cottage pie sounds pretty good.
Only if you're cooking. Remember what happened
Fuck
last
no.
time I tried?
We're going to the White Horse. Patrick makes a really good cottage pie, actually.
Out of
Agreed.
character. We were watching Shaun of the Dead, and every time they went to the Winchester, I'm like, this fucking feels like Sean's game.
Winchester?
Oh my god. Oi, we're fucking closed!
Oi!
Cunts like a drunk.
He's not here. I love that movie.
You got red on you.
Oh, it's my favorite.
There was somebody as Sean at Fan Expo when we went there.
Mhm.
I saw that. It was a little kid, right?
No, he was probably like late 20s. I don't know.
Oh, right, okay.
He looked good.
He didn't have enough red on him though.
I don't know why. I mean, Shaun of the Dead is good, but I actually think Hot Fuzz is better.
I agree.
Alright, anyway.
Anyways, yes. Yeah, he just says, well, what the fuck? And let's see, you guys collectively, well, do you, are you going to go interrogate Ollie together?
Well, we need to find him first, but I think
That's true.
It would be good to go as a group, stick together.
Might be a little
Yeah,
off-putting.
I
He doesn't
just-
seem like the most
Where does
collaborative guy
Ollie usually hang out? At the pub, right?
Well, that's the thing. You don't know where he hangs out. No paper trail is left by him. He tends to hang out very briefly in certain areas and then leave. Certainly not remaining in one place for a very long time, other than maybe his home. But even you don't know where his home is.
Can we look for him within the crowd?
Sure. You guys can roll me a spot hidden.
Hell yeah, is Ian still with us?
Ian is kind of mingling amongst the crowd. It seems he just can't switch off. He's
Okay.
the kind of guy that just like even when he's not working or he's retired, he's still patrolling as if he was a
Dedicated.
cop. Yep.
Oh.
Also, you know what? I want to spend
Oh,
2
success.
luck
Oh,
to
we
get
all
a hard.
Fucking
supposed to do that
successes.
too, aren't I?
Yes. Questions.
Are we standing near the corner store / church area?
Yeah. You can actually see from your position the full breadth of the corner store's front window
God damn it.
area. It's to describe it. It is literally a store built into the corner of all of the buildings, right there. So, the front side has a doorway, but then surrounding the door is just a huge, paned window that allows you to see inside.
While they're looking for him, just because I assume they're just gonna be kind of nearby, I just want to go take a quick look and see if I can find anything suspicious in that area where the video was looping.
Okay. You do notice, actually, as you get closer, that there is a it's not closed circuit, it is a personal and private video system, video feed. And it is posted at the very top edge of the corner of the building, just right underneath the awning that it kind of forms that sort of barrier between the wall and the roof. So it's kind of sneakily hidden a little bit. If you're looking for it, you can see it, but otherwise, if you weren't, you'd probably just pass by it and wouldn't even notice it.
And is there anything like weird in the area, or is it just that I just found the video?
You kind of just turn to look at its perspective, and it clicks. It clicks right into place. You see the sort of stone wall separating St. Mary's Church with some of the rows of shops, and you see kind of flashbacks in your mind looking at this video feed, just like this one figure making its way across to, sort of to the right side of the screen heading towards the church.
And is there and
sorry.
there aren't any
Go ahead.
there's not like any symbols written anywhere, there's not like anything out of the ordinary?
Roll me a spot hidden. One more.
All of us? Or just...
Hard success.
Just her.
Oh, okay.
Hard.
Nice.
Okay.
Like my dad.
Whoa.
Oh my god, what a
I
hacker.
wasn't sure if I heard it, but then John's reaction.
Whoa.
I heard it.
Well, you don't see any symbols,
That's been recorded, by the way. Just so you know.
but
Yep.
you don't see any symbols, but
Hey!
you can't help but notice that well,
He's upstairs.
here, let's do this. Sort of to close it out for this evening. You're looking amongst the crowd, kind of at the buildings beyond them, and then towards the church, and sort of the wall separating the walkway, so the sidewalk that is, from the actual church grounds where the graveyard is and the yew trees. You can't help but notice that standing underneath one of the yew trees next to the church
I can see everything.
is kind of looks like Marianne. And she's leaning up against the yew tree. She has her right hand pressed against it, and she's just staring in your general direction, kind of just watching, observing, and she's got those damned headphones on still. And that's where we're gonna call it tonight.
Find a different book. Jesus, leave us alone, bitch.
Wait, where was Marianne standing? I'm sorry.
He was standing amongst the yew trees in the church grounds.
Okay.
Oh. Next week, we discuss what we find.
But yes, Marianne McCready, there is more than meets the eye.
Yeah, it's just
Transformers.
let's just
She's
somehow
Optimus.
get here really quick. Almost magical.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the session this evening.
Oh, this is a good one. Well, they're all good, but this was a
Well,
good
I've
one.
had my
Good one.
I've had my moments, trust me, where they weren't so good.
But this is good. We were able to get like a lot of information.
It's
This
hard
particular game.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly did. You have some leads to work on. Marianne clearly is not going away. She seems very interested in Kate for some reason. Maybe as though to maybe presume in the slightest way that maybe she's trying to keep an eye on the book.
Marianne likes redheads.
Your book.
Yeah, she likes redheads too.
Redheads are fucking hot.
Like, oh yeah.
Side note, Jeff is a redhead.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll open that cover and look at its pages.
Yeah, turn that page.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wow, this is getting weird.
I'll check you out of the library.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna return you when you're due.
Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna take
No,
you
that
home
doesn't
and
have the
spread
right
you
flow.
open.
Oh my god.
Nope.
Terrifying.
I need an adult.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna exit
are
this
an adult.
conversation.
Discord exit notes.
Alright, Tristan, I'm trusting you in getting these notes done.
I know. I'm sorry.
I actually understand. I mean, I personally understand long weeks and long days and the such and blah blah blah. And I also understand Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I actually didn't play it as much as I could have. I truly, everybody was sick from work. I had to keep going in and out of work, and then, it was just annoying.
Are we still,
We still have another week and a half before Baldur's Gate comes out for us.
right, are we still partying up and shit?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Alright, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna go Dwarven Monk.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do something way out of my comfort zone.
I might do a rogue.
Ooh, okay, so we will have a rogue. Alright.
Do it, Tristan.
Do they have Echo Knights?
No.
God damn it.
Maybe in a DLC, perhaps?
Probably.
Knights are amazing in the fact that you can literally have a simulacrum of yourself that fights alongside you.
I've never heard of that. I'm
In
not
5e
as well versed in D&D as you guys are.
So the new version 5e has the fighter, of course, but then they have subclasses, or archetypes, I should say. One of these archetypes is known as the Echo Knight. You can summon sort of like a spiritual reincarnation of yourself, like a simulacrum, and it fights alongside you. It can attack, it can move and defend, but overall, it is acting under your command, and it acts as sort of like an alternate additional self.
Mm-hmm. I could tell you the subclasses if you want me to.
Sure.
Do it.
Okay, starting with Barbarian. Berserker, Wire Heart, Wire Magic.
Now the Berserker obviously plays on the rage.
Yep. And Wireheart is like the totem barbarian.
Yep.
And then,
We'll also think of. Well, he hasn't really played 5e like at all, so he
I
might
have
not know.
It's
Yeah.
been a long time since I played D&D, so.
Baldur's Gate
I played
3
Baldur's
is
Gate
the.
a long time ago.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Am, is advanced D&D. This Baldur's Gate 3 is 5e rules. So you are literally playing 5e.
Okay.
okay, for Bard, College of Lore, College of Valor, College of Swords.
Yep.
Cleric is the life, light, trickery, knowledge, nature, tempest, and war domains.
So clerics. So in 5e, the classes are definitely not all created equal. Obviously, if you are choosing a particular class and you advance in that class and you're able to do whatever it is you can do, but they're superior in a certain way.
You just broke up like a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I hate my fucking headset.
Alright,
Makes me nervous. I just got Corsair headphones.
It might not be bad for you, Tristan, because you don't go down into your basement and smoke pot.
That's fair. No, yeah, mine. I got the Virtuoso ones.
Oh, I actually think those are pretty good.
Everything I saw said they were really good, and they had like the best mic that people have seen in gaming headphones.
Logitech ones?
No, they're
Corsair.
Corsair.
Hard to keep track.
So yes, I have Baldur's Gate 3 is 5e rules. Go ahead. I mean, Cleric is obviously one of those classes that if you build it right, super powerful. Druid as well. Even stuff, they're all powerful in their own way. You just have to build them right.
Yep.
I don't know what I want to build.
And I'll continue. Druid, Circle of the Moon, Circle of the Land, Circle of Spores.
Circle of Spores, I hear, is the most powerful.
I love Circle of Spores. I played that for a bit with matches. Quick, like I don't know how many games we played, like maybe 6 games. Because it was like a one shot, but it ended up not being a one shot. But I was so OP in that game; it was fantastic, and I totally did it on accident. Did not realize what I was doing.
This is in Baldur's Gate?
No.
No, this was like a one shot that he ran, and I played a Circle of Spores druid, and I was. I don't remember.
One shot campaign, meaning like it's literally just one session.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I've never
And
done
for
any of those.
and
How
for
long
fighter,
do those typically last?
One session.
Just one, yeah.
A
usually,
few hours or something?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Short and sweet.
So for fighter, battle master, Eldritch Knight, and champion.
The Eldritch Knight, you might know to be a fighter mage or a battle mage, someone who is capable of wielding weapons not only of martial variety but also of magical variety.
Okay.
And for monk, Way of the Open Hand, Way of Shadow, Way of the Four Elements.
I might go Way of the Four Elements. That's what I was thinking for my monk.
Paladin, Oath of Divination, Oath of the Ancients, Oath of Vengeance, and Oathbreaker.
I guess I'm not as informed as you guys are in this.
No, that's right.
I don't know what any of it is. I have to look it up.
Paladins. Okay, so you know that paladins are essentially
Tanks.
devoted to gods, and
Wow.
they're very convicted in their ways and their decisions.
Yep.
Technically, they don't have to be devoted to a god. They're more like gaining power from their oaths.
Yes,
They're really
which
from divine.
most often comes from some sort of divine source. Yes.
Yeah.
So with a paladin, however, you can be what's called an oathbreaker. You no longer are under the impression that you can gain your power from any sort of divine source. You can simply draw it from like the ether.
Okay.
Yep. And I'll go on. Ranger, you got your Beastmaster, Hunter, Gloomstalker.
Well, I'm looking forward to when it comes out, but I can't decide what I want.
Boomstalkers are literally undead hunters.
I thought they were like Fey Hunters.
Well, yeah, it's kind of
Teleportation.
along the same lines, yeah.
I looked at playing a Gloomstalker in one game, I think, and then I ended up deciding not to, like in real life, not in Baldur's Gate.
Okay, for Rogue, you got your Thief, Arcane Trickster, and Assassin.
If I was going to do a rogue, I would have done an arcane trickster because I was going to recreate a character from a previous campaign I did.
Now for your Sorcerer, you got your Draconic Bloodline, your Wired Magic, and Storm Sorcery.
Storm sorcery, interesting.
Oh, I got a new
Yeah,
page.
I'm not sure which subclass I'm gonna do. I'm really enjoying playing Asterion in my playthrough and like scaling everything and all the bonuses I'm getting. Like I'm rolling like 30s and everything. I'm like, this is great.
Damn, what the fuck?
Well, now for the Warlock, you got the Fiend, the Great Old One, and Archfey. And then for Wizard, you got your Aberration, Conjuration, Divination, Enchantment, Evocation, Necromancy, Illusion, and Transmutation.
Oh, so it's like every school of magic. Gotcha.
Sounds nice.
Basically, almost all of these are almost base book ones. Player
You guys
handbook.
want to run an evil campaign?
I do.
That
Because
might be fun because
If I could do a Dwarven Monk of the Shadow, or whatever, Way of the Shadow.
Yeah, that sounds cool on Baldur's Gate.
Should we go for
We
the Dark Urge one or whatever? Like we
Oh
all
my
do?
god. Did you
We
hear that
would,
about that
but-
guy, Jeff?
Yeah.
No.
The guy that
Yeah,
killed every
he-
single NPC from the first act and stored it in one house.
You know what?
The problem with the Dark Urge is that he kills his companions in his sleep.
God.
Yeah. I feel like for you guys, if y'all go that route, you probably have to fight each other in the end game phase. I bet you.
I'm good with an evil campaign. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
'Cause
I
we're
bet
playing
Ricky
a-
would be all for it too.
Because we're
So,
playing a good campaign right now,
I need
the PC people.
Because like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not well versed in what's going on with the 5e stuff right now. It's been a long time since I've been into D&D, and it's been a long time since I played Baldur's Gate. So I'm looking for suggestions on builds.
But what do you feel like playing as? A
I wanna
DPS,
do-
tank, or buffs?
Well, I want to do something out of my comfort zone, and my comfort zone was running Rogue all the time.
Me too.
Rogue is
If
a
you want to
good...
do Rogue, I can probably do something else.
I feel like Rogue in here would be a good main background DPS dealer. With your whole sneaky and whatnot.
I mean, I can be a rogue again, but I don't want to be. I want to be something different. You know what I mean?
I have personally played a rogue, a cleric, a paladin, a sorcerer, and a bard.
I've been about
Oh, and a fighter. Sorry.
How about
been about all of them.
How about an evil paladin?
An
Yeah.
Oathbreaker. Interesting. Okay. That could be pretty
I-
good.
I've only ever played Ranger. I did a Rogue once, and then I've done what is Zara? Crap, what is
Zara
she?
is a blood hunter.
Blood Hunter. Blood Hunter's kind of fun to play too, but they don't. It's like newer, so it's not in the game. But Blood Hunter's fun.
Technically
So
homebrew.
It's not considered homebrew right now.
once we get to a point where I'm able to run more games, or rather when a game ends, I mean, I say if you guys want, we can do like an actual 5e campaign, and it can be
We
D&D, and
should still talking about Baldur's Gate, or are you talking about a TTRPG?
No, this is like in like actual like almost
Yeah.
TTRPG game terms.
Gotcha.
That would be cool. So I was gonna say, if you go Paladin, Evil Paladin, Oathbreaker's your only option.
I will
Correct.
be an Oathbreaker. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Oathbreaker Paladin.
Though I don't know if you can pick Oathbreaker right out.
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
Haven't played it.
Well,
The other ones are definitely be easy enough to go evil with any of them.
Because I could also do
Yeah, but yeah.
Circle of Spores Druid, but I'm planning on multi-classing into that in the current game that I'm in.
My God.
Your Paladin would be good if you want to be a tanky boy with a little bit of healing.
Well, yeah.
Or like a good DPS with some little buffs here and there.
So the monk is definitely going to be your DPS fast mover, possibly even slightly tank. And then we obviously got the paladin, who's going to be the super tank, and obviously the spellcaster / healer. We could use an additional spellcaster, but I think we need someone who also can be utility. Someone who has like a good wide range of capability.
And what does utility kind of constitute?
It could mean skills. It could mean certain buff spells, like resistance spells.
Gotcha.
That, your
stuff like
bard or your
A
cleric?
bard, yeah. A bard is easily one of the better classes in the game for sure, and it's not just because it's versatile. It's because the scaling is really good, and let me tell you, the bards, their songs are very beneficial.
Yep,
to a
and
group.
with cleric you could get guidance, which could give you a D. I think it was a D4 in any of your ability checks.
Bravely they ran away, away. Oh, brave Sir Robin.
And I think Druid has some
And they clench their
bits of buff
cheeks,
spells
riptide.
here and there.
When I think of bards, all I can think of is Yaskier, or is it no?
Yaskir.
Yaskier.
Is it Yaskir or Vaskir? I can't remember. But it's Yaskir then from fucking
The Witcher.
Witcher. Yep.
He's such an idiot that I can't look at bards seriously because that's all I can think
He's
of.
a great character in the show, though.
I know he's a wonderful character.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this some thought. I can't decide. So, are we kind of decided on the evil playthrough?
I would really be interested in something like that because I've not really played, at least in a lot of things.
I'm
in
down
an
for
evil way.
whatever. And if evil playthrough is the way we go, then I'll do the Oathbreaker Paladin.
That would be pretty sweet,
If
gotta say.
it's an available thing, I don't know how that works.
Well, if it's not, you could just pick one of the oaths and instantly just break that.
Yep, and just be like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that.
Yeah. Though I'll also say be a lawless drow.
Oh, Lolth.
Loth drow.
Yep.
You could be extra
Okay.
evil.
So Lolth is a goddess, otherwise known as, well,
Spiders.
spiders. Yeah, she. A lot of cultures call her a demon, but she technically is a goddess.
Yep.
And if you do drow, which is dark elf, then you could potentially be of her nature if you wanted to. Though if you did do drow, I would either go ranger, fighter, or rogue. I would not go
What does
paladin.
mean? Is that like an alignment?
Race.
Drow is a race. Yeah, it's like a very, very dark-skinned.
As someone who's playing a
elf.
drow, if you go through the game as a drow, you get so much racism. You have to just keep.
Yeah,
proving
you
that
really
not
do.
all
Yep.
drow are the same.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what the fuck is this darky doing in
Not
here?
surprised.
It's like,
But for our playthrough, I went the good drow.
I did
Correct.
too. I'm a good drow in just my personal playthrough, and then in
How
our
about we all be
in-
drowists and then just fucking annihilate
Yes.
the entire server.
Oh my god. A fucking group of drow.
That's what I'm playing in R5E campaign right now. I'm a drow.
I mean, we could be a group of other things too.
Well, you
And
could also be metallic dragonborns.
oh my god, that's true. Oh, I forgot you could do Dragonborn. Yeah.
Who's
Or get
Yeah.
janky.
Apparently, College of Lore for bards is like, if you do it right, can be very powerful. As
Yeah.
like a
Knowing
assisting
things?
guidelines.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep, I heard the same way as the Way of the Hands. Easy to make it kind of tough.
I just
So
get
one of-
nervous with main spellcasting things because I've never played like an actual like main like spellcaster, and that just makes me nervous as a person.
I have. I can tell you firsthand that in my Saturday game, I play a sorceress who is also part warlock, and I got to tell you, she can put out some damage.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you get the twin cast, so for example, Fireball twin casted would be lovely. Just boom, boom, big explosion, and people are dead or dying.
and or dying?
I will say twin casting Eldritch Blast. I mean, obviously your Eldritch Blast goes up in number as you get higher in levels. You'll be able to cast more beams. So if you get like 3 or 4 beams and then you twin cast that, that's 8 beams. That's 8 attacks. Pretty cray.
Apparently, lore bards currently get skill proficiencies in Arcana, Intimidation, and Sleight of Hand.
Correct, and they also just know things. I believe there's a role in the book, like the actual 5e archetype under the College of Lore, that says you can just get. I think you gain advantage on like history and knowledge checks or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh wait,
And yes,
so do you also want to know something about the sorcerers?
yes, I do because I play one. I'd like to know things.
Where for Baldur's Gate? Those
Oh,
thing?
okay.
Where do you want me to tell you, or do you want to wait to see it?
I'd rather wait to see it if you don't mind.
Okay, you can say you're gonna love it.
I'm sure I will. Actually, I will say if anyone wants to try a monk or whatever, or they want to try something, I would definitely go sorcerer. Because that just seems like, what the fuck? What's happening
Yep.
here? To the laboratory.
I heard that. I love the
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Remind me to take a video of our half bathroom because it's office themed. I'm not even joking.
I especially like the moment when Kevin brings in the huge pot of chili and dumps it all over the floor. Tries to clean it up. Scrapes it up with a fucking binder.
There was a kid that we saw at Boston Comic Con that dressed like Kevin, right? Like they were doing the meet and greet. Kevin wasn't there, but it was 3 of the other guys. It was Creed, Stanley, and Oscar, and the kid was dressed up like Kevin with like the shaved head and the fucking
God.
pot of fake chili, and it was a riot. He was like 8, maybe.
Oh my god.
I feel
That's
like
awesome.
It's awesome.
Man.
I think I had it in our group chat on Facebook a while back. I have to find it.
Oh. Alright. Well, I am glad that everyone is enjoying the game so far. I know I am, for sure.
I am, definitely.
Yeah, it's great.
I am too.
I'm glad that I got in on this.
There's plenty more where that came from, and that's just this game.
Yay!
Yeah.
I got plenty of games to try that I would for sure like to get into.
Yay!
We'd have the Alpha Green or whatever it's called. Or
Oh, Delta Green, yeah.
Delta Green, Alpha, whatever.
Yeah, that's sort of H.P. Lovecraft, Lovecraftian Cthulhu stuff as well, but instead of being sort of fish out of water, so to speak, where you're just like, oh, what the fuck do we do? It's more like, oh, you.
We're gonna kill you.
We know about you. We're going to come and fucking kill you.
Yep, and silencing people who know.
That's right. Yeah. Just be like,
Yeah.
It's like fun.
you know, like the whole syringe full of air into the neck of someone that just like knows too much. They need to go away.
He was dressed up as Dwight, not Kevin.
Close enough.
Mixing it up with something I saw online.
So yeah, we got that. Like I said, I wanted to do Fabula Ultima at some point. I was looking at Cyberpunk. I was looking at Doom.
I got really, really, really close to the end of Cyberpunk, and then I got distracted with other games, and I have not finished it.
Well, you better be ready because in the update that they're bringing with Phantom Liberty, it's going to be improved graphics, basically near photorealism. And it's going to be new quests, new vehicles, new items, bug fixes. It's going to bring a whole new light to the entire game. And I'm definitely going to be playing it again.
So what you're saying is we need to restart our playthroughs.
It sounds like it, yeah. Time for a new V.
I got Armored Core 6, which is really good.
Nice.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, it makes sense.
Anything from software is generally difficult.
10 seconds.
hello, Christopher.
They're saying hello.
Man.
Hi, waving man.
Dinner.
Huh?
Okay.
Yep.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Also, yes, I'm going to be heading off here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody. Why do
Good
I
night.
We'll see you guys.
No, I don't want to
Ye-
say that.
I'll see you guys next week, yes?
All right.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Oh wait, I thought next.
Bye.
See ya.